Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market color session, New York market color session. My name is Cynthia. Now, I'll be taking us through the analysis on GBP USD, Euro USD, and the XY right after me. Lekon coming up for his own analysis on gold and basket. I hope we have a swell time together. Right, so I'd like to crave our indulgence. Kindly share the link to this market color session with everyone on our various social media platforms so that this can get to as many people as possible. Right, okay, so down to DXY, monthly time frame, nothing has really changed from what we've been analyzing together for days, even weeks, right? Still bullish, price stopped into the weekly order block, and we're seeing some push to the downside. And on the daily time frame, pretty much the same thing. We're seeing even more pushes to the downside, right? So we actually had a speculation for a long period of time that at least we wanted to see price filling up these gaps right here before selling all the way. But the speech on Wednesday even sent price further down, right? And where price is actually a dicey place to want to sell from, because we always want to sell at premium and not at discounts. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, right? We may see price doing its thing, you know, coming up to fill this, sorry. You may see price coming to fill these gaps, right? And then continuing its journey to the downside. And on the 1-hour time frame, nothing has really changed like that, right? We may see price just trading all the way to this very level, right? Trading into 102.941 on the 1-hour time frame. And we may see price reacting over a level further downwards, actually, on 5 minutes time frame, right? Saying that we are looking out to catch the retracement to that level, except you want to fold your arms and wait for price to get there before, you know, selling. There's a shoulder right here, sweep, break, price returned, and price may push all the way to that level. My outlook is a sell for the XY actually, but if you are willing to catch the retracement to the 61.8% level, that's a good place to take the buy from and catch the retracement. And on the monthly time frame for GBP USD, we're seeing more pushes to the downside. In the weekly time frame, we've actually been waiting for price to tap into this very left shoulder here, sweep break. Price actually did tap into this zone, and we're seeing some reaction of it. And of course, the daily time frame too, pretty much same thing. We waited for price to get to this very left shoulder all the way. Of course, we catch these buy opportunities too. Price has kind of tapped into this very region, and we're seeing some reaction of that point. And of course, I will not just be jumping into the buy for jumping, the sell rather for jumping six. I would want to see a break of structure and what have you. Swinging, flipping this most recent swing rather from point A to point B, right? We were speculating that price was going to retrace into 61.8% fib level. Instead, we even saw more push to the downside, and on 1 hour time frame, pretty much the same thing. We saw more push to 78.6% fib level. And of this point, I actually spotted a base support right here, right? This is a base support. Price is already at some discount point, 78.6% fib level, held at this point, and we've seen some push up. And then while making this move to the upside, we saw price forming this base support right here. And then marking the week of this base support, I want to narrow down to 5 minutes to look out for variation pattern. All right, this has already played out. There's one right here, the variation pattern for a buy, right? And this is another one right here. So at the close of this very third candle right here is where I'm willing to pull the trigger for a buy. The buy may happen, the buy may get violated, NFP comes out by 2:30 p.m. So we'll see what price does. But of course, I'm already in the buy of GU, except price kicks me out. So, right, I think my honest opinion is price has formed this variation and this third candle has closed. So if you're willing to, you could pull the trigger, or you could wait until price does what it wants to do during NFP, right? So basically, I'm saying the ball is in your court. And Euro USD monthly time frame, we're seeing some push downwards. Nothing has really changed yet. And on the weekly time frame too, right? Right. Push to the downside, we saw this retracement, and price actually tapped into this very left shoulder on a daily time frame. Shoulder right here, sweep, right, break. Price tapped into this very left shoulder at 1.11476, and we're seeing a bit of a reaction of that level down to the 4-hour time frame. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, of course, we've not seen a clear break of structure yet. A break of structure has not even happened yet, so I will still be holding on to my buys until I see a break of structure, a change of character, and a retest before I start riding the sell in alignment with the much higher time frames. But for now, fibbing this most recent swing from point A to point B. All right, I'd like to see price retracing at least into 61.8% fib level and filling up this gap. But right now, we're seeing price reacting off 38.2% fib level, right? So I would like to really see price retracing into this level, although 38.2% fib level is actually a good place for price to hold from. Actually, price tapped into 50% fib level, and we're seeing it holding off that point to the upside. This is too, if I'm going to be regarding this as my base, right? My base support right here, and that's 2 candles lying side by side, right? If I'm going to regard this as a base, the SL will be too wide, very wide actually, right? Marking the week of the second candle and coming down to the 5 minutes time frame to see what price has done. Price actually broke above, right? But I haven't really seen a bullish variation yet. I haven't, okay. Since price has broken this very week, this trend line above, and it returned down and formed this very variation right here at the close of this third candle. Seeing that price has already broken above, I can actually be willing to take the buy on Euro USD. So my outlook is still a buy. Of course, price is at 50% fib level. held at that point, and I narrowed down to the 1 hour time frame. I spotted my base support. And after that, I saw a continuation, narrowing down to the 5 minutes time frame. I saw a break above this trend line. And then price returned again, came right here to form the bullish variation. If you're willing to, you could take the buy, but if you want to preserve your capital, the news is by 2:30 p.m. Of course, we're in a very risky business. You may want to wait till the news passes by and there's some sort of stabilization before taking any trade. That too works. But this is my outlook for Euro USD, GBP USD, and the dollar. Please, if you have questions or a different bias from what I have said, if you're saying something way different from what has been analyzed, you can type in the chat box, right? We'll be making a little bit of an announcement while you type in the chat box. The FX Bootcamp training is coming up very soon, April edition. I just did a little bit of the base strategy right here. So we actually have a number of strategies that we use in entering the market. And mostly we use the box pattern strategy for entries during the market color session. So if you want to know the other outlooks that we have, the other strategies that we have in entering the market, you can sign up for the FX Bootcamp training, right? Base may not give us an entry, but we may see an entry on box. Box may not even give us an entry, but we will see entries on the other types of strategy that we have ongoing here at the floor. So to sign up for the FX Bootcamp training, kindly chat us up on 081 6099 5030, and we will take you through the enrollment processes, right? I'm pretty sure that this is a bit clear, right? So Mr. Shei said, sorry, just give me a second. Mr. Shei said, how about one spot 28901 for a buy? Okay. Let me take note of where you are. What asset class? Sorry. Geo. Okay. Sorry about that. One, two, eight. Yeah, there's actually liquidity residing all the way here. So we may see a grab of liquidity before the continuation of the buy. Of course, that can also happen, but yeah, actually it is. So that can happen because there's actually liquidity residing below right here. Right. So thank you very much for calling that out. We'll be going on a very brief break, and later will be coming up for his own analysis on gold and yen basket. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back shortly.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Market Color brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team. Right now, we're going into the analysis of the precious metal and also the yen basket. Please, can my screen be shared? Enable my screen share, please. So we'll be looking at exactly what has played out since the analysis in the morning and also where we are heading to in the course of NFP. All right. So Right now, let's start with the precious metal. This morning we said the precious metal should, come all the way to take out liquidity at the top, and after taking out liquidity, we have some levels here, which is this flip zone that I was waiting for price to trade into, but price didn't get there. And particularly if you look at it from the 1 hour time frame, just as we said this morning that we are very bullish. However, on the lower time frame, 1 hour, we've seen some level of market structure shift. So this morning, we're expecting price to rally all the way to take out liquidity around this level, and we would begin to short all the way back down. And also, one of the things we're looking at this morning is price trading into the 1 hour order block, just as you've seen on the chart, the 1 hour order block, and more like an in market flip zone, just the way you see it here. At the same time, we have the shoulder here. So this is still more of a POI for yourself for me, and the sale is going to be a very brief one, knowing fully well where we are heading to, and particularly where price is, since price already traded to reversal point for the week just yesterday evening, and we see what price is doing right now. So if you narrow it down to the lower time frame, you're going to observe that on the 15-minute time frame, we have majorly we are in more of a range since yesterday evening, of which you sell at the premium and buy at the discount, and knowing fully well that the precious metal is very much bullish. So what I am waiting for NFP now is I want to see price, rally for NFP. One of the objectives I'm still looking out for towards NFP is there's high probability we see that rally all the way into this particular zone, this level here, price coming to take out liquidity on the 15-minute time frame. And at the same time, if you look at it very well, we have more of a shoulder just around this place. Let me mark out that level. Just the way you can see here, we have more of a shoulder there. Yes, if you go to your 5-minute time frame, that looks much more obvious on the 5-minute time frame. So if you see it clearly, you can see this is exactly what we're talking about. So we've not seen price traded into that level, although price already trade into this flip that we have on the 5-minute time frame, but that is too short a an analysis for us to take a trade. All right. So on the 15-minute time frame, what we are expecting is if we see the buy signature pre NFP, meaning you know what we are looking out for. If you see something like this in the inverse form, then we are going to long the precious metal. But if not, then that is simply telling us we just have to wait and allow price to get to this particular level here. But I'm still of the opinion that we may still see some level of push all the way. It may just be a little spike renews to this level, then we follow through all the way to the upside. And when price get to this level too, I want to see the same signature before I begin to short all the way to the downside. So that is for the precious metal. A quick one to Japan to see what has happened on the yen basket before we start looking at the other yen correlated pairs. Now, if you look at the yen basket, just the way we said this morning, that we're expecting it to trade into marked POI. We've been expecting this for quite some weeks now, and it played out just this week. Remember what really happened there. So this morning, because of the analysis, we said we want to see the yen basket trade into this POI, and that is exactly what price has done. All right, that's exactly what price has done. And something very funny happened here. If you look at the price action within this particular zone, you narrow it down to the 4-hour time frame, we are going to see there was a liquidity somewhere here. Price came to take it out and tapped into a daily shoulder, just as the way we have it at this other side. So that tells you it works when you spot it. All right. So where are we heading to right now for the yen basket? We are expecting a little pullback for the yen basket, particularly if you look at the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we've seen how the bullish candle closes above all the liquidity level here. You can see it here. So I'm of the opinion that the short we are going to see today into Monday is going to be more like price trading into this flip, just this zone that we have here, just as the way we have this zone here, price trading into this flip first, and also considering the order block that we have on the 4 hour time frame. So we should expect some level of price reaction around this zone for price to either push up, but if any of these two is being violated, then that is telling us that price is definitely coming all the way back down. All right, so that is the approach we are going to give to the yen basket for today. Okay, if you look at it on the 1 hour time frame, it becomes much more obvious what price is definitely doing. Now, quick one to GPJPY. What has happened on GPJPY today? Remember, this morning we said for GPJPY we are expecting it to trade all the way into to come and clear liquidity around this low here, and that is exactly what price has done during the London session. So we've seen how that we said we want to see price take out this low. As a matter of fact, in the course of the analysis this morning, we see how it gave a signature for a sell, even though it's been selling, but it still gave a signature for a sell. That means the continuation, because our POI is still that price should come and trade into this box here. You can see the shoulder, you see the sweep of this particular region here. So this is it. This is the sweep, this liquidity here. You've seen the sweep, and we expect price. And we already have that markup long ago, but price hasn't gotten there. But this morning, we see how price, traded into that level to pick orders from that level all the way back up. But I did not see the entry signature earlier. That's why I did not take the buy. But that sell this morning. Let's go to the lower time frame better. So on the 4 hour time frame, we are going to observe that price dig all the way down, dig all the way down. And just as we extend the markup this morning, that you can see clearly now how that liquidity is being swept, and price broke structure to the upside, create another liquidity, and it has been running all the way up. So we expect how that price should come to clear this level, and that was what gave us the confidence to sell JPJPY this morning. All right. So if you look at it on the 1 hour time frame too, it becomes much more obvious what price is doing. And now, what should be the expectation for NFP on GPJPY? Yes, we know it's not a yen news, but if GPUSD becomes bearish, just as we've seen on the chart, then we should see the GPJPY also looks more bearish. All right. Now, if you look at it on the 15-minute time frame, this is exactly what gave us, you see the signature here this morning, just during the analysis, just as we said. So this was the signature and price was doing this. All right. So we entered somewhere here and take profit of just 1:4 or 1:3, anyone you used. So that is it there. And right now, it even gave a signature for a buy right after price took out that liquidity, just as you can see, and you can see what price is doing. So we are having this rest on because of the release of NFP. So this is what I'm expecting for NFP on GBP JPY. All right, I'm expecting that price should trade into this 15-minute order block. It may be just a spike, then we want to see the rally all the way to the upside. Now the rally, where is it going into? Is not going to be a massive one, but just more like a pullback of this sell-off. So we may just see price just clear somewhere here all the way into this region, and we see more of push down again. All right. So that is the outlook for JPY moving forward. And also, if you look at AUD JPY2 as we round up, for AUD JPY, we have similar price action for AUD JPY. So let's quickly check that. Now for AUD you're going to see similar price action, and the same thing has happened. Just that my own concern for AUD is price did not really give that signature for buy on AUD So it still looks more like we may likely see a weak AUD in the course of NFP. But remember the analysis this morning that we're expecting AUD to trade into the weekly time frame, just as we have here. You can see the weekly shoulder there, how that price already came and take out liquidity around this level. Price grab liquidity here and resume its bullish trend all the way back up. All right, so that is it. But let's check on the 5-minute time frame if there's any signature there for 5 minutes. Even on 5 minutes, there is no signature at all for the 5 minutes. So the best to do is just wait and watch out what becomes of AUDGPY in the course of NFP. All right. So this is going to be the end of today's market color brought to you by the Value Trading team. Remember, NFP is a massive news, so you either want to go in with what you can afford to lose, but if you decide to go big, then decision is yours. All right. So once again, trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. I'm Lekon Shemi. Cheers and God bless.